on how to organise employees. So a business is likely to have many employees, sometimes referred to as staff or workers, and they will be likely to be organised into different levels or layers, and that will be dependent on the worker's skills and experience. Those with the most skills and most experience may end up being the CEO, and then you'll have directors, senior managers, junior managers, supervisors, and likely at the lowest layer, you'll have workers who are not responsible for other workers. Now, each level or layer is likely to be delegated some responsibility, but how much responsibility that has been delegated will depend on if you are a centralised or decentralised structure. For more details on that, click the card up there now. But the basic essence is that a centralised structure will likely delegate less responsibility, and a decentralised structure will delegate more responsibility to the layers below. Now, when you decide to organise your employees, you'll have to choose an organisational structure. The two that you'll choose is either a tall structure or a flat structure. A tall structure looks like this graph here. The reason why is because it's tall and it's got lots of layers of management. Lots of layers of management all the way up the business. And it's likely because there's lots of layers of management that they're going to have what's known as a low span of control or a narrow span of control. Because for each layer, the amount of subordinates, people below them in the organisational structure, there's likely to be less of them because there's more layers. So you're likely to have a narrow span of control. And with a tall structure, you're going to have a long chain of command. Now, a long chain of command refers to the fact that when a decision is made, it needs to go through each layer of management to get through the entire business. And that can take a time. Tall structures, basic things to know is that because of the fact that you've got a narrow span of control, you're likely to have stronger, closer supervision of the workers. But it's more expensive because you need to employ more managers. You're going to have lots of middle managers as a result of this. Whether in a flat structure, you're likely to have only a few layers of management or a few layers of management. And because of that, you've only got a few layers of management, you tend to have wider spans of control. So managers will look after more employees than in a tall structure. But because you've got less layers of management, only 3 in this case, well, that's known as a short chain of command. Because if a decision is made from the top, it only has to filter through a few layers of management. In this case, it's only got 3. But when you've got a flat structure, you tend to have a wider span of control. And a wider span of control means that you've got weaker supervision. So you must ensure that you've got trustworthy staff because you can have less focus on them because managers have got to manage many more people, many more workers. But because you've got less managers, it might be less expensive because you're paying less of those managers' wages. So I hope that helps on the difference between tall and flat structures, and I'll see you at the next sesh.